And we are live. Welcome back to Rated R Riffs, the internet show where we have no filter. Joining me tonight is Bash Cham, although he doesn't have that name anymore because he decides he wants to be a robot, and Mako.
Congratulations, you are being rescued. Please do not resist.
Hey, and tonight
the only good Disney Star Wars.
Yep, pretty much. That's really what they should just retitle this movie to be honest.
The only good Star Wars
Disney. Better marketing tool.
One that's actually pretty fucking enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean the third act saves this film basically. Like if the third act was not as good as it is, then the rest of the movie would just be garbage.
Dude, the fucking the AT-ATs and the fucking jungle Mars, I thought it was awesome. Well, not jungle, it was more like a beach. It was more like a beach, palm trees and shit. I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
All right. So everybody said they had the movie up, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try this. 3, 2, and 1. Go.
Fuck. Okay.
Alright, jumping in.
Oh, this is some shit quality.
We expect it's a free site.
As to say, it's pirated.
It's HD on the server.
By the way, YouTube, it's not. Wait a minute, what's happening?
Oh, fuck.
Well, usually server 1 is the best bet for these things.
What is this? What am I looking at?
That's a very good question. That is the Rings of Saturn.
Okay. I thought it was like a ship.
No. For a second there, I thought that was a ship. Like, why did we suddenly shift to PS1 graphics? Here we go. Planet side. It seems like Disney tends to like mud worlds.
Yes.
Yeah.
That and tropical freaking wastelands, pretty much.
But I mean, I guess it is where they spend most of their summers. Well, it's what I've always been curious about this. Why is it the go-to move to just move somewhere random and become a farmer in this universe?
Become a fucking hermit.
A hermit, a farmer, a recluse, some crazy old dude that lives in the mountains. I don't know, but it seems like it's a reoccurring theme.
Of a monster.
Oh God, they de-aged Forrest Whitaker.
Honestly speaking, de-aging needs to be just removed from these people's hands. They're like a child that doesn't know what they're doing with it.
Oh, well, you know what they're doing already is that they're bringing dead actors back to life. That's a thing.
I know, that's fucked up.
Yep. Because they're bringing James Dean back for a movie, a Vietnam movie that makes no sense. You're bringing a man back who died in 1955, 10 years before the United States ever got involved in Vietnam. Oh, God, they paid his family a lot of money. You can tell that because the mom is not a recognizable actress, that she's probably going to die in the opening 5 minutes.
Yep.
Whereas Mads Mikkelsen will probably live until at least the midway point, again, assuming for the people that haven't seen this movie.
God damn it, hold up. The fucking thing just fucking fucked up on me.
What happened? Did you get an error message?
Yeah. I'm restarting.
Alright, pause. I'm at 254.
257, so I'll just give it like 4 seconds after we restart.
Alright.
Come on.
It's always somebody that has internet problems for some reason, although it's kind of confusing to me considering you two are both in the same house.
Well, it's probably just the player.
Server. Yeah.
It's probably the player or server that he's using.
Maybe. Do you want to try one of the other servers? Because for some reason, like every once in a while, it'll work for me. Like server 1 will be fine, and then like the other ones will all suck. But every once in a while, like server 1 will not work for me, but it works for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just have a screenshot of young Jyn Erso escaping from the mountain caves. This looks exactly like the set they used for whatever it is, the planet that Luke's on, except they drained all the water.
Yeah.
What's time?
2:55.
Fucking stop pop-ups, dude. Fuck.
No, man.
All right.
You're on their site. You get their
2:55?
pop-ups. Yeah.
55.
If you make the image full screen, it'll stop moving.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody's ready. Then 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yep. Got it. Ma, what the fuck's the Force? You would know.
You would know because you don't have the Force.
You're not one with the Force. Oh, well. My name is Ray Skywalker. Dude, freaking Tom Cruise looks great.
Because he doesn't age. It's the Scientology. You just got to rub it all over your skin once a day.
I just don't.
Hubbard.
I just don't remember freaking armored men with blasters in The Last Samurai.
You know, it's kind of sad considering in this scene that Ben Mendelsohn and Mads Mikkelsen, I believe, are both classically trained actors.
How does it feel to be playing
There's
the only good Star Wars movie?
I don't even think Mads Mikkelsen knew he was in a Star Wars movie. There's like no scenes that ever really there's no real scenes where he ever, I think, has to go too much into Star Wars lore. So I'm guessing he probably just told himself this is a paycheck and I don't need to know anything else other than my lines.
Right. I mean, he's really, honestly speaking, after this, only in it for what, 2 scenes?
Yeah. I mean, I think he pops up obviously the scene later on the launch pad, and then I think maybe one scene before that when they explain that he's like stalling the Death Star and stuff. I love also how this movie literally came up just because of a plot hole in the original film.
Really? Oh, how they get the Death Star?
Yeah.
The plans, yeah.
Well, not only how they get the Death Star plans, but like how they managed to blow the fucking thing up. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, we lost Vesh.
Shit.
You want to pause or?
Yeah, pause.
Yeah, pause.
It's always something.
I was gonna say we hadn't heard from him for a minute or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him in the.
Wasn't Mads Mikkelsen in freaking fuck.
No, I don't think he was in that movie.
The Game, fucking Hideo Kojima.
Freaking Death Stranding.
Yeah,
he was.
Death Stranding.
For some reason, I just could not fucking remember.
I'm starting up.
Let's see if he messaged in the chat.
Yeah, he said he's out. He's got something to do. So.
Oh, all
right. So we're good. All right. So we'll just keep going. Okay. So if everybody still has the movie up, we'll go and do this. All right.
What a pop bitch! All right. 3.
Yeah,
all right. Ready.
2, 1.
3,
Go.
1. Go. As heroes. My God, Mads Mikkelsen just like. I wish he was in this movie more. I wish he was like the main character of this, because that would have probably made a hell of a lot more sense.
Well, I did. fucking the other guy got shot on the fucking shoulder. He died.
What? Matt Mendelsohn?
No, fucking Solo. He got fucking shot on the shoulder. Like, ugh, I can't.
Oh, what do you mean? Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, four-armed dude got hit in the shoulder. He's fucking dead. You got,
Oh, yeah.
He got
Well,
shot.
he got hit in like the small of the back, and also that's an alien. I have no idea where that thing's vital organs are.
Fucking hard in the shoulder, magical place he got shot.
Like, no. But we talked about last night. This thing could have an asshole in its armpit. We don't know.
Is Jake's or fingers?
Oh, come on. That's just stupid. Why are you giving your kid stormtrooper toys? That's just breeding all kinds of conflictions.
Right. Here, play with the doll. Are you mass murdering it? No. Then you're giving the wrong example.
There you go.
You remember Scary Movie 3 with an alien?
Yes.
Fingers were dicks?
Yes.
This is how we say hello. How do you say goodbye? Ah!
No, he's like the alien kept putting his finger in
This
his
is how
mouth.
we pee, and he has a finger in his mouth. It's fucking horrifying. Oh, God.
these
And
movies
now
are-
we have Lord of the Rings imagery in Star Wars. How long did he leave her in that hole?
A couple days, probably.
For that kid not to get curious and come up out of that hole is surprising to me. Especially in a Star Wars movie. Where apparently children know how to, telepathically move brooms. Because that's a thing. That's not the face you want looking down on you from an open hatchway.
Your parents were nothing. They just got. Remember that freaking J.J. Abrams like her parents were supposed to be this big thing.
No, that was Ryan Johnson. That's the thing. Your parents were nothing. They sold you for drinking money.
Yeah, like what J.J. Abrams for The Force Awakens or so, like leading up like hey, her parents were something important. And fucking Ryan.
Well, yeah, because like he wrote a story outline, and then Ryan Johnson said, "I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make my own movie," and then whatever.
Yeah, look what happened. Fucking bombed. Dude, Cthulhu.
Dinner, so lock on a prisoner transport. Awful nice of them to give them beds.
Alright, I'm gonna step away long enough to get food started. I'll be back in maybe 2-3 minutes.
No problem.
All right, cool.
Fucking
Go for it.
suck.
Uh-huh.
Bitch.
What is like her cellmate dying or something? It just looks like an alien that's just kind of there wasting away on a bed.
It's like if Cthulhu was fucking just addicted to meth and just degenerated.
Katrine trading outpost. Why do you have an Imperial ship flying through a trading outpost?
Oh, I heard a Wookiee.
Yeah. You gotta hear at least one in a Star Wars movie. It's kind of just, even if it's mixed in with something.
In episode 1.
I love this scene. I fucking love this scene.
Who is that guy? I
That's
don't remember.
Cassian Andor.
No, I'm talking about the actor.
Oh shit! I can't remember who that actor's actual name is. But I love this.
Didn't he play in a movie where he was a piano man in World War II?
No, you're thinking of Adrian Brody in The Pianist.
The pianist?
I thought that.
Oh, the pianist. The pianist.
Yes.
The pianist.
Not the penisist.
Oh, that's what I thought. Like, what kind of fucked up movie is that?
That's the porn parody. Because that was so easy, they could just warp that. All right. See, this guy could have lived if he wasn't such a dipshit.
Yeah. What have you done?
And they're dead. He saved your ass because those troopers probably would have murdered you. Uh-oh, stormtroopers. What? See, here's the other thing: is like this is the only movie that I can think of where stormtroopers have anywhere close to having halfway decent aim.
That's one thing I liked about this. He was a smuggler trying to do whatever he can to survive.
He's the only character I would say that has, like, aside from, well, the robot just has character, but his character is the only one that really gets a solid backstory in this. Like, he gets more character development than Jin Urso does, technically.
He gets more character development than all of Ray.
Well, that's not that hard.
I'm gonna
a small story arc.
Shit all over Disney Star Wars. Disney Star Wars is absolute garbage. Those who defend the fucking movies are brain dead retards who would consume fucking thing. The Disney
it turned into a rant episode. I
fucking hate Disney, dude. Fuck Disney. These brain dead morons.
They are getting fucked. They are getting fucked right now, like hard.
Bullshit. Live action remake of a classic fucking movie. It's gonna be fucking good. No, it ain't. Fuck.
Does this mean I should be choosing horrible animated films for us to view and rated our riffs after this month as payback?
I don't fucking know. The more I think about it, the more the fucking Disney ruined and stomped on things that we all loved for fucking generations. It's fucked, dude.
You will always have the old stuff, Cham. That's how you got to view it at this point. We're always gonna have the old stuff, no matter how hard they skull fucking.
When I was in Okinawa, Japan, I bought the fucking the Blu-ray collection that had that awesome the awesome box, like art and shit. It's fucking great. Bought that shit for 120 bucks.
Here's your prison break scene. That store, I think that's so funny because that guy probably can't even sit down right in that armor.
Okay, Disney Star Wars had two things that going for them: Rogue One and The Mandalorian.
Yeah, so far.
And they had it for how many years now?
They acquired it in 2013, I believe.
And
God damn it. They have some durable combat shovels.
I love that he just fucking clothesline and grabbed her and fucking just
Yep. That was a choke slam. A legitimate choke slam.
Oh yeah, this is Yavin 4.
Yep. Yeah, because again, this is another one they had to tie this in because you go to the base on Yavin 4 from episode 4.
Which is understandable.
Yeah, because it takes place immediately after this film.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, you figure, like, is this... Well, actually, it kind of does make sense, because maybe this is the reason why the Empire is looking for the secret rebel base in A New Hope. I guess that would kind of make sense. They never explain what that fucking graph is.
I don't know. I've always wondered as a kid.
I assume it's some kind of a planet diagram, but I could also assume that it's George Lucas just fucking with me with background stuff.
I think George Lucas is fucking with us. That is the same fucking diagram since the 70s.
Yeah, but in relation to that, this movie is supposed to take place in that exact same timeline, in that exact same time period.
Exactly. I just don't know what the fuck it is.
They got Mon Mothma back with the face technology. Oh yeah, we also get to see weird CGI Tarkin and weird CGI Leia later on in the film.
No, that CGI was actually done fairly well.
The CGI Tarkin is creepy.
Yeah, Tarkin was creepy. Leia, on the other hand, was actually...
Yeah, but the thing is, they only had to do that for one scene. And whoever they got for the voice actress, they did not synthesize Carrie Fisher's voice at all. That didn't sound like her at all in the last little line they did. But it's
A New Hope.
No. She just goes, hope.
Hope. Oh, yeah.
Like,
hope.
That's all she says is hope, is like a reference to the next film. But it's like, I don't know if you should have been doing that with a dead woman's face.
Well, this is before she died.
Yeah, but it hasn't aged well because of that.
I just don't know how could he regressively age if she hadn't died at the point. How did she die? Didn't she die over
heart
heart
attack.
attack?
Heart attack on a plane. Yeah.
Damn, she went out the same way. Freaking fuck, what's his name? The it's not ShamWow, the other guy.
Oh, Billy Mays.
Billy Mays here with another
Billy Mays had a stroke
on a plane.
Yeah, he had a stroke on a plane, but he had a stroke. He didn't have a heart attack.
Heart attack, stroke.
Yeah, either way, you're dead.
Has a similar letter in there somewhere.
Well, also, most of what that heart attack probably stemmed from was the copious amounts of cocaine that Carrie Fisher ingested in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, dude. Especially when Vash made us watch the fucking, the Christmas episode, the special.
Oh my God. She looked coked out of her mind. She must have been so fucked up on the filming of that. Harrison Ford just didn't want to be in it. They tried to make up Mark Hamill because of the car accident.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because that's why we have to have a Wampa in part 5.
I'm a Wampa. I'm a snowman. I'm gonna take no dick for no man.
It's kind of weird if you think of the Wampa as like a different version of the Bumble from Rudolph.
Yeah.
They look very similar, to be honest.
Since we are doing a Star Wars month, are we going to do the Robot Chicken one?
Dude, we're already trying to get through 9 films. I'm not fucking doing that shit. Actually, sorry, 11 movies because we have to throw in both of the spinoffs. So yeah, 11 films in the course of a month, and we're breaking. So this is number 5. So we're not even halfway through. I just wanted to do 7 movies, and it ballooned into this because of you. Oh, God. I should be thanking you. I need to get more live content on here. But
well, I was the one that came up. Hey, we should do a fucking Star Wars marathon for the month of May.
And then you forgot about it.
I did.
At least you're honest. Also, they never explain how. This is the other thing I don't get. They never explain what the military markings mean on their fucking uniforms.
No idea. I do love the bleak acting in this movie compared to the others.
Well, I think the camera work and the coloring and stuff of it kind of help with it too, because it's not a colorful Star Wars movie. There's not a lot of vibrant colors. It's very gray.
Well, the third act was very vibrant.
Yeah, the environment was, but even the people in the environment were not very they didn't stand out. It wasn't a bunch of stormtroopers or clone troopers coming in and killing a bunch of battle droids. It's these are a bunch of grimy, nasty stormtroopers. Look like they just climbed out of a fucking latrine and they're gonna go kill a bunch of fucking rebels. Look like they just climbed out of a soot covered
kind of like the stormtroopers from Mandalorian, all grimy,
yeah, exactly, same idea. Except this is the height of the Empire, so. Maybe they could clean their armor every once in a while.
My buddy changed his fucking Steam name to Geohater 42069.
Oh, God. In A New Hope, the plans were beaten by Jawas. What?
I think he's talking about...
Oh yeah, the plans were beaten by Jawas. Yeah, because R2D2 got caught by the fucking Jawas.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, did Jawas transmitted the plans? What happened?
The Jawas.
Oh, they gotta have that scene. They gotta have that scene in there too, just like the original one.
Well, because he's I can understand that since it's on Yavin 4. I wholeheartedly understood that because he's keeping air traffic.
That soldier's gonna have a hell of a next couple of days.
He's keeping air traffic, make sure to keep an eye on everything, make sure that nothing goes crazy. Also on a fucking war.
Yeah, then the giant planet-destroying moon shows up to try and blow up your fucking planet. And then we got a bunch of cool-looking aliens. I do like the practical effects in this. They're not bad. The CGI is meh, especially with the fucking weird slug creature that takes over people's brains.
What was that?
Not the slug creature that takes over people's brains?
Yeah, what was that?
It's coming up right now. He uses it on this guy.
Yeah, interrogation 2.0.
I don't know if it's so much interrogation as torture. He just likes fucking with people. And then he gets blown up by the Death Star. It literally took the Death Star to kill Saw Gerrera. That is how much of a badass Forrest Whitaker is. Like, the dude's missing like 6 different body parts, and he can't even crap anymore.
Do you know what he reminds me of in this? The fucking the Overlord in Mad Max.
Really?
You know,
I was gonna go with one of the aliens from Battlefield Earth.
I've never seen Battlefield Earth.
You never want to.
No, but he has a. This right here was pretty badass. Like the light shining over.
Yeah, I do like that effect on the Star Destroyer.
And the fucking Death Star. This movie surpasses all of Disney Star Wars.
Just with the OG alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the amount of callbacks is very good, and not just
part.
Yep, here we get our cartoon character. His hair doesn't even look real.
See, this they had like they loved. Oh my god, I see what you mean.
Ugh.
This is a fucking Dish Network commercial. This is why you don't do this.
Whoever did this movie and all that, they love the original Star Wars.
Well, see, that's the weird thing about this one, is that Gareth Edwards, who did the 2014 Godzilla, and he's done a few other films too, he did this film. And apparently, Disney did not like the original cut of it, and they had somebody else come in and do extensive reshoots. Some people said up to 50% of this film was actually reshot.
What? I don't know that.
Yeah, including the Vader scene. The Vader scene was not in the original cut of the film. That was added in after the fact.
They added it in for fan appeal.
Yep. Which, probably a good move on them, to be fair. That's one of the best scenes in this movie.
The best.
Yeah.
The way everyone was freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, because it's like... Yeah, because you go from it being just a simple, okay, they've just been doing a big run for the plans. There haven't really been anything outside of light resistance to them getting their stuff here or there. Damn. Then you turn around and it's like, okay, they finally got the plans, they're getting ready to do it, and boom, there's Vader.
Which was the exact same scene from the very beginning. Oh, the fourth movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they blow open the doors and stuff.
Yeah. Damn, I was only 2 days from...
Here we got a young Mads Mikkelsen.
At least we know what her parents were.
Yeah, I mean, you know a little bit. You know that basically her mom was an angry bitch and her dad was a mechanic or an engineer.
Engineer.
Worked on the Death Star. I think it was like the lead engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he also designed it.
Yeah, he made a butthole just so a probe go in.
Which, actually, that opens a complete plot hole in this, too, because that design for the Death Star had been kicking around since the Clone Wars.
Pretty much. And it means he's had his hands...
Why would he be the guy credited, though, if, like, the design was thought up by the Confederacy,
well,
I think?
The design was thought up by it, but he's the one that pretty much... He and his group were the ones that made it a reality. It went from being a data-constructed plan to being an actual thing designed, put together, and finished by his crew. So, technically, he has, like, sole credit as the creator of it, but not as the original design plans.
Hmm.
It also doesn't help that it's muddied to all fuck thanks to being pretty much involved in, I think, 4 movies now?
Well, you have a mention of it in Attack of the Clones. You have this movie, which is basically based around it. You have episode 4, which has it in it. You have episode 6, which has a second one, and basically you can include episode 7 in that because it has a planet-sized one.
Yeah, and it's like, it's kind of ridiculous.
It's like when Lucas did a second one in part 6, that was like, we're willing to forgive this once, but don't do it again.
Yeah, and then they came around. Disney was like, "Hey, here's the third one. Ta-da!"
Exactly. Well, yeah, because they were copying the first movie, so they have to have a Death Star. They just can't call it a Death Star. I love the droid.
He's so fucking cocky and hysterical.
Well, to be fair, at the end of the movie, when they finally let him cut loose and start killing people, he fucks people up.
Doesn't sound so bad to me.
He don't give a fuck. I do love some scenes in this. Like, there's a scene when they go to Jeddah, when they go to the city, and it's the scene where the robot pretends to be arresting Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor, and he lifts his arm up and actually hits Cassian in the face. And apparently that was a complete outtake. Like, that wasn't supposed to happen, but they kept that in because that was actually a practical effect.
I've seen enough hints. I know where this is going.
Oh, God. Yeah, we all know where this is going. He is, in every hole, isn't it? Every hole. Congratulations. I wonder if they're filming this and putting it online. I wonder if Saw Gerrera has the same kind of tags. He's just like a really edgy BitChute uploader. Like, that's his whole thing. Just uploads torture videos.
Hey, it's that same fucking droid from which movie was it?
No, are you talking about the silver one there?
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of part 1. That's just a regular.
No. I remember seeing that kind of droid from another movie. Wait, is that the same motherfuckers?
Yeah, no, that's supposed to be the joke. It's the same guys from part 4.
He don't like you. I don't like you either. You'd be dead.
We have a missing cargo pilot. Please murder him.
Wait, is this supposed to be Tatooine?
I don't know. I don't think it is. I thought this was supposed to be Jeddah.
I don't know, because if those
this
two
is Jeddah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Jeddah. This is Jeddah because they're talking about the Jedi Temple. That was on Jeddah. Before
I don't like
the Death Star blew up.
I think the Jedda's a shit vehicle.
I don't think the stormtroopers care. I think they're just going to start frisking people.
Hey man, I mean, you got the nicest tits in Jeddah. Just want to pull a fucking
You know what? I don't want to know what the stormtroopers do behind the scenes in a totalitarian government where nobody can challenge them, other than people with plot armor. That is kind of the one thing that kind of in this movie they at least make somewhat believable, is that the Empire is actually a legitimately scary force. It's like, I mean, in the original trilogy you had that because you had the Death Stars, and in Empire Strikes Back you had the whole fleet of fucking Star Destroyers and crap, but like, when you get into like the Disney era of stuff, it's like, how are these people threatening? Like, they're all morons.
I fucking love Donnie Yen. He's a good actor.
Donnie Yen is great in this. I do really like him in this movie. He does a great job. I wish I thought at the beginning of this, because he has a little metal thing on top of his staff, I thought a little lightsaber blade was going to come out of that.
But no. That'd be very interesting if he had some kind of a lightsaber on his shit.
Well, it would make sense a little bit if he was like a temple guard or something like that, because they basically kind of fell into that sort of a category where they had lightsaber light.
He has the characteristics of a friggin' guard.
Well, he was. I think they say in this that he was a monk at the temple. So I guess he would fall into the guard category since he wasn't technically a Jedi. He was just somebody that kind of knew how to use the Force, and he was blind. Or maybe he was just a homeless guy who went in there to change clothes and use the bathroom. I don't
know. What the fuck? I forgot about the little midget.
Oh, God. I forgot about the midget, too. Does the midget die? I can't remember.
Remember in the third fucking Pirates of the Caribbean movie where he shot the blunderbuss and fucking flew?
Yeah, because that's probably what would actually happen.
The fucking midget, dude.
I'm sorry, if you're firing a blunderbuss of all things, it's literally just a massive cannon you load with shit and gunpowder. It's like if the kickback on that is going to send you back 10 feet, a normal person.
Why is there always that Asian kid crying?
I don't know. Maybe this was the appeasing China scene.
Probably. Fucking Pacific Rim.
She is wearing red.
The only red shirt that doesn't die.
Yep.
Kirk.
Well, Scotty's the only red shirt that doesn't die.
Wait, Kirk was wearing yellow.
Yeah, Kirk. I said Scotty.
Yeah, I had Kirk and fucking Scotty mixed up for some reason.
I don't know how you managed to do that.
Because I don't care about Star Trek.
Oh, you're gonna be in for a living hell when we do Star Trek month then.
I said I'm willing to watch Star Trek movies. I said I was willing.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
100%.
Okay. I'm only doing the original 6. I'm not doing anything past that. Next Generation can suck my dick.
Oh, we're not going to watch the best Star Trek Discovery.
I would rather shoot myself in the head with a blaster pistol.
Oh, you sure it's not put on stun? And plus, I'm pretty sure it's called
no, no, not on stun. Also, this whole bit, like, why does she have a fucking telescopic baton?
I mean, that could be her signature thing.
All you motherfuckers had chances. You got the right one. Well, the robot, as usual, is not wrong. Oh my god, I remembered how much I love this character.
He's so good, dude. I fucking love him.
It's just like he just shows up and fucks everything. Like, that's his thing. He just literally comes in, he just barges through a wall and just starts fucking everything.
I just love how he just catches them. He catches the fucking grenade.
Okay, this is the scene where this dude actually gets hit in the face. Yep, right there. That he actually hit him in the face and they kept that in. I do find it funny, though, that they actually did build a life-size robot to put in that scene as a practical effect. That actually shows some amount of commitment. You can go shove it up your ass.
God, Donnie is so good. I love Hitman. The first Hitman was so badass.
I thought it was IP Man.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, I know it doesn't, but for whatever reason, I always read it that way. I'm trying to remember what other movies he's been in, because I know he's been in a decent amount of shit.
Does the only thing that's
wrong with this scenario is he has no way to block any of these blaster bolts, other than using human shields.
How is that one fucking guy still alive? Just getting massive shot up.
I think he's just holding him up, literally. I don't think that guy was alive.
Making grunts.
I think the armor was holding him up.
He was making grunts.
Well, I mean, I guess you're just residually alive. So, technically, the way the stormtrooper armor works, which is really weird, is that basically it absorbs the impact and it knocks the user unconscious because it spreads the force out enough so a lot of these stormtroopers, except for that guy, he got shot in the fucking head. He's dead as shit. But some of these guys might be unconscious.
Right.
Except the one that just kept getting shot at.
The only ones.
No, he's dead as fuck.
The only stories I remember that like the armor really is talked about very much is the oh god, what is the name of the species? It's pretty much like the Necromorphs version of Star Wars. They pretty much have like a story based on that where it really goes into detail on the stormtrooper armor, how it helps out with being in space and shit.
Is that the one where they have the Death Troopers?
I don't think it's necessarily Death Troopers.
Oh, if you're talking about the zombie
troopers.
one, that's Death Troopers. That's Trooper
Might
book.
be.
That was a good book. That was a fucked up, bloody, gory book.
Yeah.
I need to get my hands on that. Well, that's something to drop right there.
They just put it.
I love this dude. He has the best line of the movie because he's right. What's the point?
He's like, what are you doing? I'm blind.
Exactly. It's like,
What?
You're wasting a bag. Uh-oh. You know, this is kind of like one of those things when you see like a tsunami, like when you see beforehand, like, oh yeah, the water went all the way out to sea and it looks so interesting. It's like, that's what's happening right now before the Death Star comes in and blows the fuck out of this.
Oh, that's right. They fucking Death Star this shit.
Yep, and they use it like, what, 20% power and just blow the fuck out of like half this planet?
Yep. So, geez, man, you didn't have to fucking kick me so hard.
Kick me harder, my safe word is Padme.
I thought it was Chuck Me Harder. My name is Padme. She died of a broken heart.
What the fuck are they? Are they betting on like animal intestines?
I can see that.
Men, we have a concubine.
She would suck your dick for $1.
No, it's a forced concubine. She'll suck your dick for free. That's the whole point. This looks like, you see, that's the other thing too, is like you were saying before, Cham, is like this movie is very dark in just the way that it shows everything for the most part until the later part of the movie.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of random people decided to get into a street fight. Now we're all in the drunk tank together. I love how everybody just thinks Force users are bonkers at this point. Like, it's just, you're just a crazy person, aren't you? You're just like a crazy hobo that lives on the street and thinks magic happens.
Pretty much.
And he's fucking right.
Donnie Yen would win every bum fights match ever.
If we're talking about bum fights in general, yeah, of course. Oh.
Mako, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh wait, did I mute myself again? No, okay.
No, you didn't mute yourself. We heard just like a fizzle on the other end, and I wasn't sure if your mic disconnected. Do you not remember I took you as a child? I taught you how to shoot and to hunt.
I love that pretty much his whole thing is, hey, I gave you the ways to survive. And her whole thing is like, you kind of just left me on the side of the road with no knowledge how to really do any of this shit.
Wait a minute. Let's back up here for a second. You're Saw fucking Gerrera. You're like the Fidel Castro of the Star Wars universe. You're telling me that you couldn't keep one woman safe in terms of like not using her as a bartering chip? It's like that scene in it's like that scene in the first Kill Bill when Lucy Liu goes around the table and she's like, if anybody says anything to me, I collect your fucking head. Like that's what Saw Gerrera is in this universe, or what he should be.
I don't know much about Saw Gerrera.
Well, at least in terms of the way this movie depicts him, they depict him as what's supposed to be the hardcore version of Rebel Resistance. Also, most of the other media outside of the Clone Wars doesn't really project him in a very positive light. He's kind of projected as like an extremist nutcase. Star Trek is overrated. I humbly disagree.
I humbly agree.
Go fuck yourself, champ.
I did earlier this morning.
I have no comment on that.
Exactly.
Because we're all in the same boat on that one.
Yeah. So we all agree that Star Trek is overrated. Got it.
Yes and no. I mean, there's values there in it, but I don't know. I view it the same way I view Star Wars. It's got its perks, but
for once, Jim, I agree.
Who's the asshole with that shit?
Nathan.
And here's the Death Star. It's a flying space tomato.
So how's the chicken?
Still cooking.
Okay.
This is hilarious because Ben Mendelsohn just gets turned into a total bitch in this scene.
Yeah. We stand amongst my achievements, not yours.
Yep. Ironically, both of them will die within days of each other.
Pretty much.
Dude, it's already been almost an hour, and this is going by fast as fuck.
Yeah, it's
I noticed that. Well, it's because things are actually happening on screen.
Because we're in a movie.
Well, the funny thing to me is when it comes to the actual story of all this, when it comes to the actual story of this, I love the fact that it's, oh look, big shiny new toy weapon that we can use, and freaking like a couple weeks later, it's like, and everybody that's used it's dead.
That's what happens. You develop like a galactic level WMD for whatever fucking reason. Like, I get the idea. It's one of those things. It's kind of like it's an anagram for or an algorithm, not an algorithm, but an anagram for nuclear weapons and shit like that. That's what it's supposed to be like. It's like, okay, you're not supposed to use it. It's supposed to be the threat, but the Empire does blow up at least. Now that we're aware of this, they do blow up at least 2 planets.
So, in terms of a Death Star-esque weapon, at the very least, we have, I think it was, 9 planets now that they've destroyed in total with Death Star type weapons. We get this freaking...
Force Awakens, they destroyed 5.
Then we got this one here that they at least fuck up the main city on.
Yeah,
that could have potentially caused...
So that's 6. Alderaan is 7.
Yeah.
And then the second Death Star only blows up like a couple of ships and stuff. It doesn't actually.
It doesn't actually blow up a planet. And then we get with the new series.
There was like a giant, every fucking Star Destroyer had like a
World Destroyer. Yes.
Yeah.
And did they test it, or was it just that they showed that they had the capabilities of it? I don't remember.
I think they just showed they had the capabilities.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they had the capabilities to do shit like that back in the Old Republic too, because in the video game they blow up that Taurus, that planet that on the initial planet. They just decimate the surface and kill all life on the planet, or all sentient life on the planet. Mads Mikkelsen in a hologram.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ghost Mad. I'm actually kind of curious because obviously he wasn't actually there for the scene unless he was in like some kind of like a weird costume or something like that to do this.
Oh, there's
But it's just
parody
kind of
on
funny because
Bothans.
they're probably just reading lines off a cue card and just said, just stare longingly at this tennis ball. My beloved, isn't that supposed to be your wife?
My beloved daughter.
Is that a thing? I always thought that was mainly just for like your significant other.
No, I think it's thing for kids.
Beloved is close, so I mean it's kind of used in.
Yeah, there you go.
It's used in a lot of different freaking scenarios, but let's be real, very rarely is that term thrown around in modern day.
Yeah, I feel like that's some kind of a reference back to like classical English, but it's kind of it's a little bit misplaced. Imagine being the motherfucker with that job where you are like the dude that's right next to the death ray.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. That's probably going to be the same as like X-rays and shit like that. Probably going to get some kind of weird disease a few years down the line.
Probably even worse. Those guys already have cancer. It just takes one shot. And now we all know what Japan felt like in 1945.
Smoked, burning, dust.
Smoke, burning, shockwave of death.
Turn into Rice Krispies.
You couldn't have done that like 5 minutes ago?
There's no horizon. Like I said, like he's honestly like the best part of this movie.
I feel like half his lines were ad-libbed because he didn't have to lip sync, even though he had a CGI character. All they literally had to do was put his lines through like an ADR to make it sound like a robot. That is a motherfucker pose right there. You should be running. Bitch, get on the ship. Go, Jin. I don't think he could run anyway. He's got a fake leg. Do you think Darth Vader could do like a 100-yard sprint?
No. No, I don't think he can. I think the only reason why he's so menacing is because he was he could only walk.
I think that's that's a menacing part of him, but it's just kind of funny that we like never see him moving quickly at all in any of the movies. Like he's just kind of there. Like even when he shows up and fights people, he just kind of shows up. He's not like it's like people go to fight him. He doesn't go to fight other people.
No, he goes and fight people. Remember, they sent him to kill all the fucking Jedi.
Well, he was a Jedi hunter, yeah. But even in the movies, though, like a lot of the shit, like, oh well, it's like, okay, as soon as you have somebody go up against Vader, they just get murked.
The only reason why he was able to die. They had to wipe a part of the planet just to kill him.
Yep. Bye, Forrest Whitaker. We'll see you in Black Panther 2.
Overrated fucking Marvel movie. Ugh.
What, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's overrated. I don't think it's a bad movie.
It's okay.
It's not. I like the motivations. I like the motivations of the main villain, and I like the motivations of Killmonger and T'Challa, and then everything else that goes into that, all the side stuff about like starting up wars with the world because of reasons, because of the little social crusade, is ridiculous and stupid.
Yeah. Logan will always be my favorite Marvel movie.
It's definitely up there for me.
Logan is so good.
If we're going with Fox-related stuff, I actually prefer the first Deadpool.
I have to still give it to Logan.
I'm a comedy person. It's one of those things, like, I can rewatch Deadpool and the jokes are still funny to me. But like when you rewatch Logan, it's like you never get the same investment the first time you watch it, and that's not taking away from the movie. It's just saying that it doesn't have as much rewatchability for me.
I watched it 12 times, and I have the Blu-ray. I beg to differ.
I also
I beg to differ.
For me, it was not as rewatchable.
I got the Steelbook.
Here we go. Here's the freak out scene. He's freaking out, man. Somebody just laced Ben Mendelsohn's coffee with cocaine this day. God, the lisp.
Fuck, the Rona.
That fucking lisp that he has every once in a while. Also, I keep forgetting that he was in Captain Marvel as a shitty Skrull.
I've never seen Captain Marvel, and I refuse.
I had to sit through it for a review of it at the time when it came out, or not long after it came out.
I refuse to watch it. It's a freaking hot pile of garbage, and I don't feel like it deserves to have even my time.
Continue. I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be right back.
The problem with Captain Marvel was like the first two acts of the film are not egregious. They're not good, but they're not like overly bad. Like it's kind of like this movie. Like the first two acts of this movie are pedestrian. They don't really give you too much, but then the third act makes up for it. Like Captain Marvel had a chance where the third act could have made up for it, but they royally boned up the ending and just cranked up her Mary Sue to the max at the end of the movie.
I mean,
and it's just really like you ruined all the tension.
It's really not that much of a surprise, though, considering the fact of how they had her written from the start.
No, it's not so much of a surprise. But it's different in the sense that she goes from barely able to stand up to them as a group to I wreck your ships at will. It's not like a jump of like, okay, you know, she was kind of powerful before and now she's just ridiculously powerful. It's like, you know, she could hold her own to an extent, but we knew that she was not as good a hand-to-hand fighter as some of the other characters in the movie because we'd seen earlier in the movie that she wasn't. And then she just goes to like, I can insta-god you now. It's like somebody unlock a cheat in a video game.
Well, yeah, it's like they pretty much gave someone like Goku Ultra Instinct freaking on the first fight with Frieza. That's kind of like how it feels.
I wouldn't give it to that extent, but here's the thing, is that when it comes to a movie, Captain Marvel needs to be pissed and burn, and not in that order. Oh. Wait a minute. No, wouldn't you want it in that order? Because you don't want to piss out the fire. You want the fire to burn. But Captain Marvel is one of those ones where it's different in the sense that there is a legitimate rising action throughout the film. Like there is a progression that leads up to the point where it all just goes south. But the issue is that they negate that entirely, because the whole thing is it's supposed to be setting up at the end for the showdown between Captain Marvel and Jude Law's character Yon-Rogg. That's the whole point of the end of that movie, is you're supposed to have the face-off, because at the beginning of the movie you have the face-off. Now, the funny part is at the beginning of the movie, the face-off ends where she uses her powers to overpower him because she can't fight him physically. He's a better fighter than she is, and that's supposed to be the advantage that he has. Right. So, but that's supposed to be the advantage that he has, is he is a better hand-to-hand fighter than she is, and he can use that so that the fight is actually interesting. But by the end of the movie, he's like trying to goad her into a fight, and then she just blasts him into oblivion.
Yeah.
It's like,
The thing I kind of hate from
I love how we're talking about Marvel during a Star Wars film.
they're all connected, unfortunately, now.
I know.
But yeah, it's a whole bad batch. The thing I kind of hate is I really wish we would get a. I mean, I can technically use Avengers for this because in Infinity War we ended up losing characters. Now, granted, yes, we got a lot of them back. But the thing to me is, I really wish we would start getting movies where it's not just the end of the arc is good guys win and we're all good. I would prefer to see a lot more darker movies where the bad guys unfortunately win. Because at least it would be able to play around.
Here's the thing that you need to do, though, if you're going to do those type of movies, is you need to make bad guy-centric films. You need to make the bad guy the protagonist of the film to do that in the way that they have set up the system now.
We got Joker.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good example of it.
Yeah,
It's doing something along those lines. Obviously, Disney will never go rated R, so that's totally out the window. But
sadly.
I mean, I'm curious to see how much they try to kitty up Blade. I want to see how close that winds up getting.
So
God,
they
why
said
do they always crash?
So they said Blade's going to be PG-13.
That's what everybody is speculating now. Nobody said anything one way or the other, I think. But if it's a Marvel Studios film and it looks like it is, it's a major one, then I doubt it will be rated R. I very strongly doubt it. There was speculation when Fox and Disney merged that Disney was going to start releasing R-rated MCU films through Fox Searchlight because they could technically get away with it since it was a satellite studio and it wasn't the main Disney studio. So they could kind of wash their hands of it as like a Disney distributed company, but it's not really Disney. Donnie Yen's just meditating in the corner. Is it just me, or does like the fat Asian guy look drunk through most of these scenes?
I believe it.
Is everybody dead? Oh God, the killer robot. I love how, again, the Asian guy does not give a fuck. He's just kind of there.
He's just sit there, just
actually not
meditating.
No. I was talking about the other dude, the dude with like the chain gun. He's just like, he just sat in the corner and watched that whole thing without any change of expression. Oh, you had to give that one away. Also, like, this is kind of the first time we've really seen the Rebel rifles kind of up close in these two. Usually, I think the only other time we really see them in bulk is maybe Hoth at the beginning and Endor.
When they're being red shirts.
Yeah, basically.
Dude, I love the Battle of Hoth. That was such a good scene.
The Hoth battle is great, but there are some like little strings that you watch in that, and you can never unsee them. Like when the AT-AT tips over, you can see the pole coming out of the ground, pushing it over. Because it was just a model on a little set. Again, rain and mud. Disney loves rain and mud.
How can we get depressing and not all that good freaking scenery? Oh, I get it. Let's do mud and rain.
Let's go film in Seattle. What the hell is? What do you mean you're gonna follow? So you're blind.
Was that on it? Look, I have you. He's like, fuck.
Dick.
Yep. That's just like, you goddamn dick. Now I have to go. And nobody is left but the robot.
That's the funny thing is, he's the best part of this movie, and they always leave him out of shit.
Yeah, but I mean, he gets his moment at the end.
Yeah.
It's all a setup for him, basically. Like, his entire thing is just a setup to have him murder shit at the end. I'm sorry I had to shoot your dad in the face. And now she's climbing the tower?
Yeah. The one thing I do find funny about Star Wars is we've seen hundreds of times that they have ways of quickly getting to the top of areas with like grappling hooks, guns, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
And it's like, they're like, hey, by the way, we're going in this op mission where we're probably going to have to climb some bad terrain and shit. Hey, how about like giving us something that we can climb with? Hello?
Because they needed to stretch this scene out. Came up here just to have a look, not to shoot anybody in the face.
Pretty much.
Yep, there's Krennic. I wonder if it would be funny if at the end of this he just like turns into a Skrull, and it's like, oh, it's all one universe, fuck you. The other thing I do kind of like about this movie is when they actually premiere the Death Troopers.
Yeah.
The Death Troopers are fun.
Oh, when did they premiere the Death Troopers?
The Death Troopers are in the final act there. They're the force that's basically guarding, I can't remember the name of the skiff? Is that the name of the planet at the end?
Don't remember.
Oh, god damn it, I can't remember. It begins with an S. Somebody in the chat will probably get it. $5 says they botch Blade. I believe you there. They probably will. What the hell is he just? He's just waiting for something to happen. It's like, the other thing I don't quite get about this is why are you doing this on a landing pad outside? Yep, all the scientists are gonna die. You're a moron, because he's just gonna kill all of them anyway. Like, he's not saving lives. Ew. He's about to get domed. This is that moment in the video game where you're like, oh god, it's too perfect of a shot. He's gonna move.
Oh, kind of like in the first Modern Warfare?
Yeah, basically. Oh, and of course, yeah, and of course, they just murder everybody. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Also, the other question I have here is like, he has a little bit of an issue with shooting Galen Erso. Why doesn't he put a blaster bolt in Krennic's face?
Right. Like, you'd
He's
think
an
he'd take
Imperial
out...
officer.
Yeah, you'd think he'd
Right.
take out the highest officer there, and then freaking, in the chaos, freaking take him out if he needs to.
Well, yeah, I get the idea of like, okay, well, you're gonna take out Galen Erso. Like, I get that idea from the sense of like, all right, you want to make, but actually, even then, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because the Death Star could still like blow up half a planet, even though it's not 100% at efficiency. There you go. I don't know, but you get shot within like the next hour. How can you not contact your fucking ships to tell them to pull up? It's a fucking radio
I mean,
call.
That right there is fucking retarded.
Well, no, it's probably not that. I think what they mean by this, they're already in the red zone, so you kind of can't be like, hey, by the way, don't shoot, otherwise you're going to lose your element of surprise.
Yeah, okay, I kind of get that.
I think that's what they mean by that. I could be wrong.
Stormtroopers are all dead as fuck.
Pretty much. You'd think they would just carpet bomb it with a freaking set of ion charges.
Yeah, just have some Y-wings come in or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless these were all the people that.
Yep, there it is, right there. I was gonna say, you need to bomb it.
All right, he should be fucking vaporized. That's bullshit.
Oh yeah, they
that
all
thing
should.
get right where he was standing.
That whole platform should be dropping right now.
I've always loved the designs for fucking the X-Wings, dude.
Oh.
I love it. Such a cool design.
Like, she's knocked out, everyone else should be dead.
Well, she's knocked out, and but I'm saying, didn't it hit Gale and Ursa, almost
right
directly?
behind him?
He shouldn't even be a thing. He should be vapor.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, it hit right on the freaking part where the ship was. So, truth be told, that should have been a completely vaporized set of people and a completely destroyed platform.
How does it feel? I wonder if that guy knew, as he was spiraling down to his death, you got shot by a blind guy. That's just got to be going. If he knew that before he died, I just his soul would just be broken. I'm sure he knows now that he's in Stormtrooper hell. Oh.
You'd think they would hit the, slow-moving transport?
Those Imperial transports are always... I love the fucking designs of the ships.
I like Imperial ship design, or some of them, not all of them, but I like most of Imperial ship designs. They're intimidating, they work.
I never kept with the TIE Fighter. I love the TIE Interceptor. The Imperial cruiser was pretty cool. Well, not the cruiser, the transport.
Yeah. I saw your message. I don't know why you're not just a smear on the landing pad.
I know, right? You look just like your mother.
And
you look just like your mother. Please give an old man some pleasure in his final seconds of life.
Quick, I can only be hard for so long.
I have another 6 hours left. I popped a whole thing of Viagra before this, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, Mads Mikkelsen's dead, bitch. You should probably run. I don't know if he should be listening to you right now since you just tried to shoot her dad. I do kind of find it funny, though, that this movie actually started the trope that a lot of the Disney Star Wars movies, anytime they have a main female character, it's always got to be a white brunette. Oh, God, run. And naturally, the robot has to show up to save the day. Or that dude. Run. Run, you stupid fox. It's okay. The planet was Scarif. Now I remember it was Scarif is the planet they go to with the Death Star plans. Do you want to talk about the fact I tried to kill your dad? No? Okay. I don't know if lying to a cardboard cutout really counts as lying. Does it? Is everyone dead? And the rest of the chat is dead, everybody. This movie has actually killed us. Drifting off into Spaceland. So whoever's here, enjoy the ride. Oh God, they have the whole fucking orders argument. See, that's the other thing with this is they have the whole argument with I like some of the scenes where they do it, but some of the scenes where they do it is not that great. Like some of the scenes with where they try to make it like a moral gray area. Like this one, it's like, oh well, he designated the target and whatever, and then they couldn't pull up. He tried to get him away, but they couldn't pull up, but it's his fault and all that stuff. It's like, okay, you blew up at least a fair amount of Imperial soldiers, and you didn't lose anybody from your team. I'd call that a win. I don't think he can talk his way around much. He hasn't done a whole lot of talking in the film to begin with. I can also hear crickets. Where the fuck are the crickets coming from? Cham?
Probably. I do have the window open.
Okay, then yeah, that's where the crickets are coming from. Apparently your mic is strong enough to pick that up. Because my windows are not open.
Oh, that's weird. It's hot as shit in my room, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's hot as shit in my room right now, too. I turned off the air conditioner so I wouldn't have any feedback on this.
We don't have air conditioning.
That sucks for you.
It's alright.
Can't buy a window unit?
Well, that would definitely be hard for me. I have a giant ass fucking bed that pretty much takes up the entire room and is blocking the window.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a problem. Have you ever tried one of the? I got one of the ones. It's a floor unit where you can have the tube that goes. You just open the window and you shove the tube in, but it's like in a different area on the floor.
I'll just shove the tube outside.
Oh, is this where we get our Mustafar scene? Yes, this is where we get our Mustafar scene.
This is where I got burned.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing, is I don't really understand why Vader bothers coming back here. That seems kind of weird.
To refill his hatred?
Yeah,
fucking Kenobi.
I don't know who else would own a summer home on Mustafar. I feel like a lava worm or something. Uh-oh. I don't remember if... I'm fairly certain that James Earl Jones did the voice work for this. I think... at least I think he does. I'm pretty sure that's not an emulator. Or a...
Have you ever said his lenses are red instead of black?
I think that might just be the background reflection.
Oh, okay. Probably.
Because he's in a completely red environment, I think.
Okay, yeah, I see.
They don't really show it. Like, later on, he has that kind of too, but that's because of the lightsaber. Also, they modeled the mask after the Episode 4 mask instead of the Episode 5 mask, which I think is an interesting little piece.
Was there a difference?
Yeah, there was. The Episode 5 mask didn't have that big, bulky neck piece on it. It was a lot more compact.
Huh.
And also I think the cape was different too, because in the later ones, this one I think is tied, or it's attached somewhere on him. But in later episodes, I think it has like a chain or something that goes across. And bitch, you getting force choked. Don't choke on your aspirations. I remember a lot of people freaked out about that. Says like Vader wouldn't say that. It's like that sounds like something that Vader would say.
Yeah, that sounds exactly what Vader would say.
As he's murdering you. Up and here we go. Here's Jimmy Smits. Where's Admiral Akbar?
It's a trap.
It's a trap. What are they, like? They don't explain like what planets these people are from. Or is this the? Are they back at Yavin 4? Or is this a different base? Actually, I think they're back on Yavin 4 now. To be fair, the alternative to you not believing what she's saying is a planet-destroying death machine. And here comes her only moment of character development in the entire movie.
That is true.
If you even really want to call it character development, I guess it's just the moment where she actually talks and has a monologue.
Still better in character than Rey.
Definitely more attractive.
Yeah.
Felicity Jones is actually very attractive. She was supposed to play Black Cat in the Amazing Spider-Man movies before those got nixed.
Really?
Yeah, she was in Amazing Spider-Man 2. She played the Felicia Hardy character.
I've never seen any of the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
The first one is watchable. The second one is garbage.
Because hashtag not my Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, that's the one I grew up with.
It's nostalgia talking. Anyone who's not
yeah, I'd agree with it there. I think it's better character development though than the newer ones.
And plus, the second movie was so fucking good.
Yes, it was.
It had
unfortunately the third movie had to be what it was.
Oh god, don't remind me his fucking emo version, his emo scene.
Oh god, if we ever do another one where we want to torture Vash, just pick that movie. Oh god, that would be. I wouldn't even do that to him. That would just be cruel.
I would.
I know you would. That's why I suggested it, so I don't have to be the one. Also, the other thing is like, I like all these characters, like in terms of the aesthetic value and like, you know, some of the stuff they do, like, but like Cassian Andor is really the only one that has any kind of character development. Genosha's your main character, but she's basically just as plain as the rest. And then the other ones, we don't really know a lot about. They just kind of have quirks. Like, okay, it's the blind Jedi guy. It's the dude with the chain gun. It's the pilot. He literally is just called the pilot.
Robot.
Yeah, the robot's the only one that's an actual character. Jyn Erso.
What accent is that?
I'm not sure what nationality he is, because that's his natural speaking voice. He's not throwing anything on. I want to say he's Brazilian, but I can't remember, or maybe Chilean, something like that, Argentinian.
Get the Portuguese fucker, Vilnas. He'll know.
He knows Portuguese. Doesn't know? Does he know Brazilians?
That's still Portuguese.
Yeah, it's different. It is different.
To an
Like
extent.
there's enough of a separation there where it's different.
To the point where he's able to understand it. It's there. It's similar.
And now we have the best part of the movie, which is the Battle of Scarif.
Too bad we're watching at 4080p.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I have the Blu-ray of this, but I mean, there was no real way for us to all watch it at the same time.
We would have watched it on Netflix if Netflix had it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it ran out because as the Star Wars movies start running out of their streaming contracts with Netflix, Disney Plus just keeps picking them up.
Well, it's their IP now.
Well, it was always their IP, but I'm saying like originally they sold it off the streaming rights off.
She
to
has a
Netflix
neck. I
for
would
a
like
while.
to choke. In a sexual way, not a bad way.
Okay, oh my god, that was a fucking perfect remark. Oh my god, that's so fucking messed up. Also, they're always British chicks, too. You got Amelia Clarke and Solo, you got Rey, you got this chick. Well, there is now, because we needed a name for this fucking movie.
Oh, remember when Peter Griffin's like, oh, they said the title of the movie?
Well, that's supposed to be the whole joke. They said the title of the movie, movie's over.
Yep.
I love that that part of fucking Family
And there's
Man.
that motherfucker. Oh, you didn't clock him going out, asshole.
Timeout, fucking 1832.
And Jimmy Smits, because we had to understand that this was between the prequels and the regular films.
He served me well in the Clone Wars.
He served me well in the Clone Wars. I went to a temple and I saw a kid die. Doesn't that technically mean that he sent his daughter away in like a war zone?
Mm-hmm. To go and
Like
visit.
knowingly?
Yeah, and to go and visit a planet controlled by freaking cartels to deliver a message to an old decrepit man.
Yeah, that is very true. That entire thing. Ew. They left, and then now the entire half of the rebellion fleet has to leave. I'm curious, actually, later on, like what type of trooper does she like knock out and steal the armor off of? Because it's like it has like samurai swords or something on it. It's like a Deadpool Star Wars thing.
Right.
Cargo shuttle. The other thing I've always kind of wondered is what is the purpose of those helmets?
No idea.
Why can't you just wear like a little hat like all the other officers do? Like,
Yeah.
why do you have to wear a fucking like a
Giant
hubcap on your head?
Yeah, it's a giant hubcap.
I want to know what space truck you stole that off of. Space truck.
I'm gonna get some poontang.
No, it's not. He's gonna be crisp.
Well, I don't know. It depends on how much time they had between that quick cut and when that wave of energy actually hits them at the end of the movie.
They get a kiss in. That's about it. He gets blue balled by the big laser.
Jesus Christ! At that point, if you're gonna die, both of you should just go friggin' hardcore like zoo animals. You had the chance, Cassian. If we pull this off, we'll get all the whores in the galaxy.
Right. The one thing I always kind of found funny about the Star Wars universe is with advanced technology, with technology as advanced as what they have, you would think that they would have some kind of, like, not tapping system, but some way to listen in on shuttles without them having to open up their mics to them. Or their transmitters to them, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely with, like, if it's like an Imperial shuttle or something like that.
Yeah.
I understand that. Like, there's really no reason why they couldn't. But,
it's just a nitpick I have regarding, like, with how advanced all this stuff is. You kind of expect them to have something like that.
Well, I mean, you can also, you can argue from the opposite point of view of that, too. Like, remember in episode 1, because they blow up the command ship, so that just, like, automatically kills all the battle droids? Like, why wouldn't the battle droids just operate independently? They seem like they could do that anyway.
Like, have an independent freaking...
later on when you blow up ships.
Right. I mean, I could technically understand on episode 1 and all that, not wanting your droids to have free thinking, because, never know when something could betray you. Hint, hint. But I mean, by that same standard, you'd think they'd have stuff to counteract that.
Well, the other thing too is, like, in episode 1, like, because it's so corny and stupid, and the humor is all over the place. Why wouldn't you just have it as soon as the ship blows up in the sky? Just have the droids just comically surrender. It's like that would fit in with that movie perfectly. Instead, you have Jar Jar Binks searching through battle droids to find a new sex robot. Although it is better than, seeing C-3PO have his head grafted to a battle droid. That was interesting. You are clear for landing. We still have these glowing sticks despite the fact it's Star Wars, and this should be an automated process. Here are the okay. These are the Death Troopers. The black one there is one of the Death Troopers. The one in the black armor.
Huh.
See what I mean though? Like, does he have swords or something on his back? Also, why is he a midget? Why do you keep the manifest in the cargo compartment? Uh-oh. Also, did they take this idea from Spaceballs?
Which idea?
Like legitimately, like the shield that goes around the planet, and it just has like one hole where you go in and out of it. Like, that's literally out of Spaceballs. They're all suiting up before they know they're going to die. Why do all these guys look like they just came out of Nam?
Because it's the rebels. They use any kind of equipment they can. They didn't have didn't fight.
No, but like, I swear to God, in that little montage they showed of like some of the soldiers and stuff, they literally looked like they were wearing Vietnam era clothing. Sir, you looked much different when you went into the ship. Also, you appear to have shrunk about 3 inches. Run through the jungle. For fuck's sake, they had to include that too. They had to include "I have a bad feeling about this," just like every other fucking Star Wars movie.
I mean, it's not a Star Wars movie without that. Well,
but I think the thing was, at this point though, I don't think did they have that. Yeah, no, they did have that in episode 7. They had one person did say it, but I think they broke that not long after this with Last Jedi. I don't think they had it in that movie.
They didn't have it in Solo. They didn't have it in 6, 7. I don't think they had an 8.
I thought they had it in 7. I thought they did have it in 7.
All right, I'll be right back. Continue.
Now we get to see the inside of Scarif, because here's the other thing that kind of is interesting to me. Like, why would the Empire have like a set? Like, why wouldn't you have multiple computers that would house this type of information? Like backups somewhere. All right, handing out grenades. Everybody take one. Sorry, son, you get a rock. Oh, God. Yep. And Donnie Yen is killing people again. These actually early scenes of them like beating the shit out of people is pretty amusing. And planting mines. Who got his ass beat?
The fucking the stormtrooper.
Ooh, yeah, he got electrocuted. I have a funny feeling this is also a vacation spot for Imperial officers.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's just like one of those things, like right outside.
When it comes to,
oh god,
say, yeah. The one thing I will say, like something that I always kind of find hilarious, is the Imperials always love asking the impossible of their people, thinking, "Oh, this will be fine." It's like, how did you not get stormtroopers just defecting all the time from just shit working conditions?
I
guess maybe the punishment of death?
I mean, outside of sending Vader after you, I really don't think you could get much worse than that. And let's be honest, I'd take Vader chasing me for the rest of my days over freaking working for Imperials like that.
Well, yeah, considering that the average lifespan of a stormtrooper seems to be about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They literally just push him right out of boot camp and into the meat grinder.
Into the meat grinder.
Yep, there you go. Because they had to explode things. It's the way it works.
Kaboom! Are we blind?
Oh, crap. You have an entire garrison of stormtroopers, and these guys managed to nuke at least like 400 or 500 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Before then nuking the actual planet. What the fuck's the droid gonna do? Did anybody notice the mouse droid that was just chasing after them? It's like, what the fuck's the mouse droid gonna do? It's just gonna go there and just be in the way.
Potentially reconnaissance? Question mark?
I thought those things were floor cleaners.
For the most part, they are. I mean, maybe it's falling behind, cleaning up their footprints like a good little Roomba.
Use it like an IED. Strap a bomb onto it.
Maybe he's towing a little red wagon full of ammunition. I'm helping. Yeah. Cartoon Tarkin is back. It is creepy how they were actually able to graft Peter Cushing's face onto somebody else. At least I assume that's how this effect was done, is that this was actually grafted onto an actor and that he's not 100% CGI, although he might be given the movements.
Either or.
Yeah, one is substantially less creepy than the other. Yeah, we're eating lunch here. There we go. Run for your lives. On Mothma again. God, you couldn't have CGI'd the nose so it actually looked like Mon Mothma instead of somebody just having that god-awful looking haircut?
Right.
That's like Luke's haircut. Like, you gave a woman Luke's haircut. No, he was my best friend. All right, everybody, we're going to war. Blue leader, where's Porkins? Oh, for fuck's sake. Wait a minute.
Yeah, why are they on Yavin 4?
Well,
I was gonna say.
yeah, shouldn't they be on the Tantive 4? Because the Tantive 4 is going to Scarif.
Yeah, they should be with Leia right now.
Oh, continuity error, I guess.
Unless they're trying to say that they got on a ship going to Scarif just to transfer ships to be with Leia.
Yeah, that seems like you just needlessly had to transfer your flight.
Yeah, like honestly.
Just act like you're doing something. Press a bunch of lights.
Principal.
And here we go. They used the wrong fucking hand.
You'd think there'd be a little. You'd think there'd be a little warning system. Hey, someone's trying to access this. They're using the wrong hand.
Well, I guess when they're distracted by, all the death outside. Uh-oh. Oh, and the AT-ATs show up. Oh, you guys are all fucking dead.
Yep.
It's just like, it doesn't matter what you do, like, your enemy literally just has giant mechanical death machines.
I know, right?
Uh-oh.
I love this fucking aerial fight.
Discount Akbar. Well, all of you fucking die.
Porkins, pull up! I can't!
It can't, he's just overflowing from the cockpit.
I love
like,
I love the Family Guy one where he's just like, no fucking cockpit, he's just outside.
Yeah, he's just outside in space and he just slams into the Death Star. That's the other thing that I don't get is like, how did his ass get into that fucking cockpit? He ain't climbing a ladder to get in there.
Nope.
I don't think that guy's climbed stairs in like 10 years. He just uses like that hover technology, like Yoda's little chair from episode 2. They're closing the hole.
I love how it took them seeing fighters actually going into their atmosphere to go, okay, we need to close this now. It's like, hey, this giant ship that just pulled in, we should probably make sure it can't throw anything in.
Well, here's the thing. They're probably in shock that a whole giant fucking rebel fleet just came out of nowhere. They're like, oh, fuck.
That's fair, yeah.
They're probably wondering, what the fuck should we do? And then like, oh, fuck. They're getting in the atmosphere. Close it. I can see why.
The atmosphere. Close the atmosphere. The atmosphere is closed for business. See, if we had that, then we wouldn't have problems with the coronavirus. We'd just be able to, like, seal up the one hole that you can exit and enter the country from, and we'd be fine. I'll give it this, they actually put some war into Star Wars. That is true. This is like the first... This is probably the only Disney Star Wars film that actually has what I would consider to be a legitimate military engagement in it. Other than that, like, 5 minutes at the beginning of Solo. You literally just gave the murderous robot a death weapon.
Mm-hmm. And he loves her for it.
Yep.
I don't want to buy no test sticks. You want to go home? That's the
equivalency of giving, like, the borderline weird kid at school a cupcake. Like, you know that when he goes on the rampage, he's not going to shoot you because he's going to remember that fucking cupcake. Yeah, fire the space bazooka. Okay, how many more do you have of those? Because you're gonna need a lot.
I was gonna say I would have went for the legs personally. Tumble it down. It's your best option.
There you go.
And
Also, the fact that here's the other thing I don't gotta understand. Like, apparently, X-wings can shred those things. So why the fuck did they do that on Hawk? Because they had them.
Didn't they have like different kind of firing modes? Different kind of things they use to shoot?
X-wings, you had the foils open. Like when they lock foils, that's what they use.
They had their regular lasers, and they had some kind of like a missile system.
They had the photon torpedo. They had that because that's what they have in 4. That's what Luke sinks into the exhaust port.
So they must have shot photon torpedoes onto them.
Yeah, exactly. They probably did, but I'm saying, like, if you had X-wings and they can apparently shred through, like, if you have photon torpedoes and they can just shred through AT-ATs, why the fuck didn't you use that on Hoth? Why did you bother getting the snow speeders and tying them up and doing something that's ridiculously overcomplicated?
Because it was 1984.
Yeah.
It was 1980.
Was it 80? I thought it was 84.
1980 was Empire Strikes Back. 1983 was Return of the Jedi.
Bullshit.
Yep, that is 100% true. They were all 3 years apart from each other. The original was 77.
You were fucking right, 1980.
Yep. 1984 was Temple of Doom. There you go, there you go. Okay, yeah, there's your boy. He shot at the legs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That looks like a bit of a construction.
I just keep hearing you smack your fucking lip and shit.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's him. That's not me. Uh-oh.
It's like that's all I fucking hear. It's like
this is the Martha moment of this movie.
I don't get the reference. What do you mean? Oh, Martha. All right.
Yeah, Martha from Batman v Superman. Yeah. This is the Martha moment for this movie. It's like, oh, it was my nickname from when I was a child. Well, now he's gonna start his stormtrooper killing spree.
Oh well. It just uses him as a human shield.
It was battering ram. Oh well.
Battering ram and a human shield.
And they're out. That's the other thing too, is he's a droid. He takes a lot of punishment before he finally goes down.
Mm-hmm.
God,
why is it always the bomber runs their gold leader, their gold team?
I don't know. Maybe that's
Have you
just a
noticed?
thing.
It's always gold team.
Gold leader and freaking red leader.
No,
red
it's red leader was just the X-wings. Gold leader was the Y-wings.
Yeah, gold leader was Y-wings. Wasn't green leader Y-wings too, or was that X-wing?
I think red and blue leader were
there were 2 Y-wing squadrons.
Gold and it was red and blue for X-wings.
Yep.
Gold and what was the other one?
I don't remember what the other team was. There was a lot of teams actually that they never like say, but you could see the anagrams on the helmets and stuff.
Yeah, the different colors.
Yeah.
Fucking teal team right here.
There we go. Invade! Invade! Forge! That is such an awkward line. It's like that's the rallying call now. Although to be fair, I guess it wasn't long before Jeddah was replaced by Alderaan.
So, the one thing I do kind of wish they would do more of for the Star Wars universe is kind of explain the shielding situation a bit more.
Yeah,
we've never had like a universal. Yeah, but my thing is like we never had a universal value to how much a shield's can take punishment wise.
Yeah, the other weird thing is like it's what the shield can take and what the hull can take. It's like there's different durabilities with some of these ships. Like I know that the Falcon, the Carillion cruisers are built. They're a lot more armored than most ships, so even when the shields go down, they can still take a decent amount of punishment. But when you go to like the big ships, I don't know how those ray shields work. Because like Last Jedi, that ship's getting shot at for like the entirety of the movie.
Oh, here's a Martha moment.
Yep.
Stardust.
What is that name?
The nickname my father gave me when I was a child is the same nickname he put on the Death Star machinery. That doesn't say a lot about what Dad thought of me. Uh-oh. Death Troopers. Uh-oh. Yeah, see, look at like the helmets and stuff. Like we know what Rebel helmets look like. Like we saw them in Episode 6. Those guys are wearing like army fatigues. The droid's dying.
He's like, here's what you want to know. Now I'm gonna die now.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's gonna take a shit ton of stormtroopers with him, though. There we go. We're having some technical difficulties out here. I've been shot about 47 times. Okay, he's dead. He's dead.
He's dead.
I wouldn't be surprised if Disney tried to resurrect him by saying, like, oh, his consciousness got drained into a computer chip or some kind of, like, imperial information network. Disney. Like that. We stuck him in a new body.
God, fuck Disney.
We will never know someone like him again.
It's because of the popularity. They need to milk him for all they can get him for.
I could see them milking Kate like they did Carrie Fisher after his death. Some bullshit, fucked up. Fuck Disney, dude. I can't stand Disney.
Well, he can't get to the shuttle. He's going to die. I love how this movie kind of like gets you to the point where like you think that the rebels have a chance to win this, and then you're like, and then at about this point in the movie, you're like, oh, they don't have a chance in fucking hell at winning this. They're just trying to get this shit done.
Yeah, it's literally just trying to buy time.
He's fucked. Why do you have the general leading the X-wing squadron? Well, he's dead.
I never understood that. Why the fuck is General leading the charge?
I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have a lot of people. That's the only thing I can think of is maybe they just didn't have a lot of experienced pilots and he had to lead the charge. Because the other rebels all stayed with Mon Mothma because they didn't want to commit. Now here are you, Death Troopers.
Yeah, I'm like like 2 or 3 seconds ahead of you.
That's fine. The movie's almost over anyway.
Yeah.
Well, looks like they're getting naked to have sex before they die. Dead.
I heard you had hepatitis of puss. The puss. Here's the thing. Like, they give you they have a chance. Oh, they're dying. But we all know the outcome. They got the plans.
Somehow, yeah, they got the plans. And it's the inherent problem with a prequel film, and I kind of get that idea, is the whole point of, like, we know where this winds up. Like, we don't necessarily know where the individual characters are going to wind up. We don't necessarily know who's going to survive and who isn't. But we know where the story winds up, and that's kind of the problem, is it takes a bit of the tension out of it. The only tension we kind of get is the idea that we want to see the characters we like survive.
Well, I would say it's kind of a mixture of an issue with prequels, or depending on how your prequels are done.
Yes.
So I don't necessarily have an issue with prequels in the sense of episode 1 through 3, because yeah, Vader dies, Obi-Wan lives, and that Yoda lives. But it's a matter of seeing how some of these characters die or what happens to them if they don't die. It's a completely different story when it's, hey, by the way, there's freaking. It's, oh, how did they get the Death Star plans? Well, did it really matter? It wasn't really something that everyone really cared a whole lot about. It was, okay, cool. It's technically the MacGuffin of the film, and that was about it. That was about everyone's interest in it.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Now the blind boy dies.
Yeah, but he goes out like a boss.
Pretty much.
Well, you just murdered a couple of Death Troopers. This is just like, what the fuck? Why can't we hit him? It's like, I feel like this is one of those things where like they're just kind of like, if anybody hits him, like, is he gonna quack? How did you even know what button to press, damn it? Space Magic doesn't tell you how to do stuff with a technical manual.
Because he's one with the Force and the Force is with him.
He's dead as fuck. Or not. It figures he picked the tunnel that was on the opposite side of the giant information silo. I'm coming! Ah, shit. No, he's dead. That's the other thing, is like at the end of this movie, it's like they actually had the balls to kill off every single fucking main character, no matter how likable they were. It's like, I gotta give them props for that, at least, that they were willing to axe every single new character they introduced in this film.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't just now you gotta look for them in the prequels. It was just straight up, okay, they're all gonna die. Yeah. This is a suicide run for information.
This is a one-off. This is literally what the equivalent of the exact definition of a one-off. Like, can't tell a sequel, everyone's dead.
Which I got. Which you gotta give them the credit. This is easily the best Star Wars Disney movie.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They had the balls to do things that the regular Star Wars would not do. Kill off important people.
All right. Now they're gonna blow up the Star Destroyer. Bam. I love how they took that exact same shot from Empire. That's literally almost the exact same shot as Empire, except without the Rebel ships. Blow it the fuck up. I'm Discount Akbar. This is actually fucking genius. I love this scene.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because they at least say that they're innovative and they have the ability to go, okay, cool, we have an idea to literally use a ship that's disabled to blow up a shield generator.
Yeah.
Especially I like how he knows, like, everyone's dying, and he knows he's going to be next, but he ain't going down with the fight.
Yeah, he goes out like a G. Oh, look, Death Troopers.
This is for you, bro.
That was square in the face.
Yep.
Thermal detonator my ass.
And that's the other thing in this movie. Almost every person dies from a thermal detonator.
Pretty much. That or a big explosion.
Well, Donnie Yen got shot, so I guess he's the
No,
one
Donnie
guy.
Yen. They
Well,
blew the.
it was a bolt, but it was kind of an explosion. It wasn't like a grenade. This is like the most tedious information center to try and get something out of.
Yes.
All right, you got to crawl up the tube, then you got to go inside, then you got to input this 3-letter code. Uh-oh.
I love the idea of the hammerheads.
Yeah, just
Ram
just a ramming another ship.
Just plow the ship into the fucking atmosphere.
The most barbaric fucking thing you can even think of.
Yeah, well, and let's be honest. A ship's shields, as well as a planetary shield, could not stand up to just that much debris.
Probably not. Yep, alright, now we have our set piece, which has got to transmit the Death Star plans. And also, the transmitter has to be, like, at the very top of the fucking building. It can't be, like, on the ground somewhere. Even though it's transmitting off the planet, so I don't really think the distance should matter all that much. You might want to keep an eye behind you before you get shot in the ass.
Pretty much. Hobble, hobble, hobble. Ow!
Ah, right in my ass. That's never gonna come out. These are my favorite jeans. And now the bad guy comes up to have his little face off for reasons. Uh-oh.
And that entire ship's fucked.
Yep. Are they going to exchange insurance information? Oh, yeah. I forgot how fucked that ship got. Yeah, that thing's gone.
Yeah.
The entire command just got fucking torn off.
Yep. And the other thing is, looking at it, you've got the entire ship crashing into that shield generator. And I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of freaking debris falling from that.
Mm-hmm. All right, she should definitely be dead right now.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Like, the first one, maybe not, because she was away from the antenna when it actually got blown up. But the second one, that was, like, right in front of her. You should be dead. Uh-oh.
I don't.
I'm Gladiator. Okay, I was close.
Husband of a murdered wife. Father of a murdered son.
That's what somebody should do. They should dub Russell Crowe over this fucking scene.
That movie was so badass.
I love Gladiator. I'm glad they didn't make the weird sequel they were planning. You also lose men, a large amount of men and supplies and ships.
You're also losing face because you had the rebel base assault you while you were there, so you're probably going to get demoted and or have other issues.
I love the Hammerhead still.
Still pushing
it. Yeah.
That's assuming that Vader doesn't just fucking choke him to death if he were to have lived through this.
Yeah, exactly. Like there is no way that this turns out good for you.
Like, you can mitigate it a little bit, but I mean, probably getting shot by a blaster is basically the best thing you could have done aside from just jump off the top of the building. Unless you plan on blowing up Mustafar next to make sure Vader can't come after you.
How about you put a few more blaster bolts into him?
Yeah, I was going to say double tap that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the golden rule for any kind of conflict. Double tap, make sure they're dead. Last thing you need is some dude getting up and freaking killing you because you didn't finish the job.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, he should probably have a broken spinal cord.
Oh, yeah. He landed full on
It fucking folded.
No, but like when he actually fell down, like the second thing that he hit, it was like dead center in the middle of your back on like a steel beam.
Yeah, steel beamer. And then he falls flat on his back as well on that freaking grate at the bottom. It's like, dude, this guy should be.
Dude, this is Killjoy.
Yeah.
The fucking Death Star is Killjoy.
Hey, is that the moon? Oh shit!
That's no moon. That's your mama.
Damn.
Your mama's so stupid she went to Bangkok to buy a TIE fighter.
Oh dear God, I remember that fucking segment. Oh, and now the moment where they lovingly stare into each other's eyes right before they fucking die.
Make love to me. Become the new masturbation man of Pompeii.
This is why you double tap.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
I mean, granted,
Although
yes, he does
it is
die
kind of-
anyway. But
It is
I
kind of
mean,
fitting that he knows he's fucked.
yeah. Irony, being killed by the very weapon you sought to create. Double irony, being thrown down a freaking hole by your apprentice.
Oh, he just got fucking decimated.
How's about quadruple irony? The fact that the weapon that destroys him, that is also his creation, winds up getting blown up 2 days afterward. I don't think the Force is with them anymore. I think they're one with the Force because
They're
they
one
all
with the Force.
died. And that's what everybody
Vader.
just says, get the fuck
No,
out.
you notice it's red instead of just clear black.
You're talking about for his eyes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Now that you look into it.
It's
I thought that
a
was
different
the background
prop.
before.
No, different prop entirely. Look, we're
Quick,
gonna.
I know we could do a quick nut hurry.
Come on, I'm already hard. I was thinking about it on the way down the stairs.
Wrong hole, asshole.
Gee, he would have been proud of you.
Quick,
Now
get a
just
ship.
touch it one last time.
Just the tip.
Uh,
Now, how the fuck? Like, there's no what? How the fuck did R2 and C-3PO get on the boat?
That's a very good question, and I have no idea. Also, I think the other thing in this version of Vader is the helmet is different. The helmet is closer to Episode 4, because I think in Episode 5 they made it a little bit shorter, and they splayed it out a tiny bit more. I do know that they were two different costumes, but that doesn't look like the later ones. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what the nuclear warhead looks like when it goes off.
Star Wars nuclear warhead. 3 shots and counting.
Yeah. Wait a minute, I thought it's only made 2 so far. Oh, and here we go. Best scene in the whole fucking movie.
Yep.
This is what they need to do, and I know it will never happen, but it is a movie that I think should happen, and that is we need a rated R Vader outing where he is just hunting down and murdering rogue Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it actually doesn't even have to be rated R. Just rate it PG-13, but make it as gritty as this. Just make it this scene just for like 90% of the movie. Just show how scary a badass he is.
This shows how scary he is. The fucking,
I know, but I'm saying.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Into a movie.
And he's like, "Hey, fuck your blasters, by the way."
Yep. Fuck you. Now I'm gonna kill you all.
Run! Don't look! Run! Run, you dome head!
Yeah, just fucking go. That dude's dead.
Launch!
Run, run, run. Also, it just so happens that the Tantive 4 is just in the belly of this ship. And the vacuum of space has no effect on Vader's suit.
No, because his suit and Stormtrooper suits are pretty much sealed off against space.
I always thought they had to have special ones for that.
Nope. That's why the Stormtroopers themselves... Oh, God.
Prepare the escape pods.
What if Princess Leia was actually fuck, what's his name? The guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Charlie Day?
No. Sure,
DeVito?
Oh,
what
Danny
if
DeVito?
was Danny
How the
DeVito?
fuck do you forget it's Danny DeVito? Fuck
What
you.
if What if they had Danny DeVito's Leia?
Oh God.
Oh my god, that would be like B-roll footage. I feel like they've done that on Always Sunny at least once, just because that show's been going on for so long.
I never seen it.
I've seen some episodes. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
All right, and that is Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which we just finished. I agree, Murder Vader is best Vader.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody, for dropping in on this one. Thank you for Cham and Mako for coming in. Do you have any final thoughts on the movie?
Yeah. Big gun do a pew.
Bang, bang.
Hold up.
What about
To
you?
anyone who
What
has
about you,
Doom
Cham?
Eternal on their computer on the solid because they put spyware into it, Dunevo got put into the newest update. Purity notified me.
I do not have that at all.
What happened?
I do not have that on my computer.
That
so
is
I'm thankful
not
for that.
good.
What happened?
Uninstall Doom Eternal.
Really?
Yeah.
Apparently, there's spyware in it.
Oh, that's lovely. Thanks. Yeah, it
Thank you,
says
Bethesda.
update queued, so we're gonna get that right now.
Where was that? Is that off of Epic
Uh,
Games or Steam?
I don't care where it's from. It's getting uninstalled.
It's
No. I'm just curious.
no, that's as a whole.
Oh, as a whole, okay. I didn't know
Does
it was
it
from like a
does it
specific
really
download source.
surprise you though that Bethesda would install spyware to your computer?
No, to be honest, it doesn't. At least not at this point. Although to
Yeah,
be
just-
fair, I did do the free play days for Fallout 76, so I probably already have spyware on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember, folks, fuck Disney.
Yep, remember to fuck Disney and fuck them good and fuck them hard and fuck them long. And I think the fact that I said fuck that many times in this means I might have to take it down, but I don't care.
I've been saying the word fuck throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, so have I, but I feel like if you space it close enough together, then they get a little, they notice it more.
If
But,
I say
that-
fuck
that-
2 more times,
that's big.
96 fucks was fucked up line.
All right,
Alright.
but we're going to go off the air, so thank you guys for joining in. We're going to try and do episode 4 at some point in the near future. I was going to probably say not tomorrow, maybe Tuesday.
Either way,
Sounds
it's fine
good.
to me.
All right, fair enough. And we'll do episode 4 on Tuesday and bang that one out. But we're 5 movies into this shit show, so let's get
4
this
to
in
go.
on the road.
Or 6
Nope.
to go,
Yep.
my bad.
No, there's more than 4 to go. There's
6 to go
there's
now
6 to
because
go.
you're actually doing the entire 3.
Yeah,
out
we're
of
gonna
Disney,
do that because Cham hates me.
Ah.
I swear to God, if I hear a switch on the other line of your fucking line when I do any of these movies.
Okay, well,
Right.
that's great. Have a good rest of your night,
Well,
everybody.
we'll talk to you later, everybody.
Yeah, fuck
Good
you
night.
all. You all fucking